This is looking good. We are just over a year into an SEO campaign for 2 websites, both targeting the same key terms. They're in the freight management, logistics, freight brokerage, and the software space. It's interesting, actually, in the last few years, I've got a handful of clients that both do the software creation or the service and then the DIY product, do it yourself, whether it's that like a window installer that produces the double glazed windows as well. And so they create a DIY product and then they do the service as well, or like accountants that acquire bookkeeping firms. And where, it's more websites that marinate through the ranks. In this case, they provide the freight brokerage services, as well as they've created their own incredible software that allows for people to do it themselves, obviously larger companies with more serious freight requirements. Now, there are, even though there's 2 websites for the client, there's a third secret site that I'm marinating through the ranks. So it's not secret. It's a third site where I get to flap my wings and do what I need to do, because in many cases, when a company grows, they have an in-house development team, in-house branding, design agency. In this case, it's another agency that's doing it, which have done an incredible job. But as always, there needs to be that middle ground between the SEO, the design, the branding, because branding and design is incredibly important, right? But on the other hand, if the SEO pages are not built and the website doesn't have X amount of blogs and guides and backlinks, there are no traffic. And so what we're looking at here is an increase of more than quadruple the traffic in the last 12 months. There are 3 graphs that we're looking at here. There's the organic traffic graph, which is the sort of the darker orange one. Geez, they couldn't have switched up the colors, could they? Organic traffic value and the organic pages. So if we play the scenario out, first thing that identified both websites needed was a whole bunch of SEO pages to be created. So an SEO page is a page that targets a specific key term. If you want to rank for Egyptian snow shovels, right? Egyptian snow shovels needs to be in the title or the permalink or all the things, not just or, right? And so commonly the home page will rank for the most dominant key term that the business is clearly targeting, but there are additional services that bring a desirable result. And so the plan of action on all of my SEO campaigns is, hey, let's build out the pages that will be fishing in those ponds, right? So if freight broker, freight management, transport management system, transport management software, you name a keyword, we need to go build out those pages. It's still happening. They're built. More pages are going live. There was a website that gets rebuilt in the meantime. Without cooking you guys too much further, there was also a whole bunch of, I think, 50 blogs per site that have gone up over the last year. So they were drip fed slowly. And so what we're seeing here is the bottom chart is showing organic traffic, organic keywords going up, meaning this website now shows up for more than double keyword variations than it did a year ago. So in other words, one keyword might be freight broker, the other one might be transport management system, whatever the keywords are, right? So we're showing up for more keywords somewhere in Google. Google is rewarding us with traffic, so those keywords are actually showing up somewhere and getting clicks. And the organic traffic value graph is basically those keywords are actually worth something. So Google knows that each keyword has a certain market value, right? Injury lawyer is like upwards of $100, but free injury lawyer is not worth much. Okay, so every keyword comes with its own sort of cost. So this is an average chart. Now, when all 3 graphs are moving up at the same time, it means the pages that we're building are actually valuable. They bring in clicks that are worth something, and they get real eyeballs that continue reading the content, which is what you want. So the first chart is Ahrefs. We've constructed, there's a bit more than 500 backlinks. Now backlinks are built in all shapes and sizes. So 76 new unique websites are now mentioning this website, there's more plumbing connected to the house. Below is more or less the same graph, but coming from SEMrush, I love to use multiple tools to get an average, because at the end of the day, this is a game of averages. Of course, we're checking Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and all that stuff. Now, in this particular campaign, I'm tracking 109 unique keywords that I've selected. Out of those 109, 13 are in top 3, 21 are top 10, and nobody really cares about top 30, which is page 2 and 3 of Google, where apparently you can hide dead bodies, because nobody checks there. So what we're looking at here is really cool. This is the main keyword. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it was a main keyword that we were always doing quite well, 3rd position. Now, a new website went up around that time. Oh my goodness, if I had approved that website, we would have lost a lot of traffic, because what had changed is there was a new permalink structure created. So they put together the new layout of the pages. So it's like website /services / whatever. Or in this case, there were like 30 high trafficked blogs where the permalink structure was about to change. It was like / some sort of a FP news or news, and then it was going to be changed to resources, which makes sense. But what was almost about to happen is there were not precise page by page redirections set up, which is essentially like the plumbing wouldn't have been reconnected. So the SEO juice, Google's trust with those pages would have been completely reset. There's no doubt a new website does impact it's not a reset, but there's definitely a shake-up with the algorithm. So I'm not really celebrating. I am expecting there to be big fluctuations that will continue. But it was really good to see that over the period of the year, the main keywords that are tracking are heading in the right direction, especially post the site deployment. So the new site is definitely much more beautiful, much more engaging, has the right words. Still yet to have all of the SEO pages that I want to have, which is a constant battle. But it's really beautiful that both agencies care for the results of the client. They care for the client. I can see how where the previous agency that was running the show, things just get put into the too hard basket, and the account managers, we've presented the design team and the development team with things that should be done, they should go and do it. And they don't care. Whereas I'm on their back every month. Are these pages done? We have to get this done. Like I'm constantly making moves. Also making these moves on my sites. So I'm doing it in the perfect manner that I would do it on my sites. I'm showing them, hey, this is what I've done. These are the pages that we've created. I'll create some of the text for them, and then they can go ahead and finalize it, basically tap it in. Another keyword's looking really healthy. So what we're looking at here is over time. So in February, I started tracking this key term. We're in position 10, slowly but surely. What's happening here? New blogs are going up onto the site. The blogs are having internal links past SEO juice to the main pages. The blogs are having external links hit the blogs, and we're constructing backlinks throughout the whole site. So it's the organic growth that Google recognizes and trusts, right? Here's another key term. Now this one, we were in position 60. We took a dive and then up we go. This is a typical roller coaster. Here's the second site. Now, once again, one site provides the service, the thing, and the other site provides a software that provides the thing, right? So they're competing with each other, but in terms of Google's perspective, I love it because it's two sites that hog and receive more traffic on the desired terms. It's just that sometimes one will cannibalize another in terms of the company will discover, oh, you guys offer this service. We'd rather do that and do it ourselves. So it's a win, but sometimes it's a loss. At least I think it's a win because you retain the client in your umbrella. And I think it's a huge benefit when you're creating the software and doing the service. You have way more data, way more authority, way more trust. Like whereas when someone just does the software and doesn't actually do the thing. So similar looking charts heading in the right direction in the last 12 months. SEMrush likes to choose something just shot up on SEMrush. So once again, these are average tools. They all have different ways of processing data, but they look at the top 20 results and they know that on average this key term gets this much traffic, and they know that if you're in position 3 you get X amount of percentage of that traffic. So these are all estimation tools. I'm tracking the same 109 key terms for both sites because we're sharing the same key terms. This one's 11, 25, 51. So nothing, look, I never celebrate anyway, and these are tools, these are terms that I've personally handpicked and selected. They're the most valuable keywords. But no doubt, as seen here, there's actually 478 keywords that are showing up that get Googled. Whereas I'm tracking 109, whereas the whole website shows up for 478. And then the other website shows up for 874. So that in the last 12 months has moved up by 332 unique keyword combinations. This one's moved up by 149. That's the software, that's the service one. Keywords are looking quite good, heading in the right direction. So not a big jump, but from position 4 to position 2, which actually makes a huge change in terms of traffic. Position 16 to position 2 or even 1. I don't even know why there's a 0 here. Now, what we discovered, so here's a competitor. I have seen that the competitor is bidding on this particular key term called last mile data. I barely knew what this was. I understand what it is. And this competitor is actually spending quite a lot of money with Google to send visitors to this page. Funny enough, we dominate Google for this term with blogs and service pages. So I said, hey, any blog that's receiving blog traffic on this particular key term, first of all, is that term valuable to you? What's the intent behind that term? In this case, it's companies that want to make sure that their parcels get delivered as quickly as possible because that's customer satisfaction. If I've gone and ordered a whole bunch of Nerf guns for my kid because I want to play Nerf guns on the beach, I want that to arrive yesterday. So I understand why this is an important key term. So the first question is, hey, is this key term important to you? Does it, like, what kind of user will be Googling that term? And they're like, yes, it's important. So we should be going and creating call to actions on the blogs and the pages that are currently dominating the top results so we can attempt to sell to them. I commonly do this, and I've seen this executed many times, where we did like a checklist for an accountant on the best things to deduct and what not to deduct, and list of things that you can deduct without receipts. And that popped to the top of Google above the ATO. So I quickly slapped up a call to action. Hey, do you want to speak to an accountant on what you can deduct, not deduct? Bang, we started to see inquiries coming through those pages, which is amazing. So in this case, my recommendation was let's add these call to actions. Now, because there's so many blogs, we can probably create like a templated call to action section and just deploy that, slap that up on all of the blogs. Why not? My other recommendation is we should be putting a tracker pixel. Now, in this space, we shouldn't be running proactive Facebook ads. Who are we going to target? Because these people in this space, they're quite specific group of people. However, if someone spent 10 minutes reading this blog, or 5 minutes, or even more than 30 seconds scrolling through on this particular keyword on a particular blog, why wouldn't we pixel retarget and show up on their device while they're on the toilet? Retargeting. Budget only needs to be $5, $10, $20 a day. Nothing, right? Why wouldn't you want to follow that person around? So they quickly said, oh, Facebook ads don't work in our space. Now, I agree. I wouldn't be firing up a Facebook ad to hitting a cold audience here because this is such a specific thing. But I would be firing up a retargeting, whether it's your Google banner ads or Facebook ads, where if that user has spent X amount of time on a specific page, maybe they clicked through some case studies, maybe they watched a video. It's like there's some engagement there. They're interested in something. Why not be present on their device for the next 30 days? These days, I think someone needs to engage with your brand, I think 6 or 7 times or even 16 times, somewhere in between, depending on what the product is. It's like, why wouldn't you want them to see your brand? Not to mention that one company provides the service, the other one is the software, so there's a huge cross-link of opportunities there. So really cool stuff. Then what I did, I looked at their Google ads, their Facebook ads and things like that, and I ripped apart the main competitor that it's doing really well, and we essentially broke their top 20 website pages into, look, there's only 4 or 5 different types of pages on the website. You have your brand page, so about us page, your team page, that's proving to the world that you are a genuine brand, and Google. What is it? EAT, expertise, trust, and I'm not good in England. Then you have service pages. You can see / transport management software. What keyword are they attempting to rank for with this page? There it is. Okay, we need to go and build that as well. We already have it. Some pages are brand pages about us. I discovered that the competitor has a duplicate page of their home page. So it's obviously the developer was building out a new home page. They left it indexed. It's hilarious. So that's a big mistake. Don't want to have duplicate of the home page because it's going to cause all sorts of cannibalization issues. They've got some geo pages, so freight logistics Brisbane, okay, because this is the song that I've been singing. Hey, we need some geo pages up, we need some SEO pages. Here's your competitors. Here's what they're doing. Here are all the pages in the SERPs. It's actually really simple because all the competitors are doing it, so we should do it because Google is clearly choosing those pages. I should probably really wrap it up, but basically there's SEO pages, geo pages, blog guide pages, about us pages, and then info pages, which is the transactional stuff. Where are you? What's your address? How do I get to your office? Kind of stuff. Hope that's helpful. So awesome progress. Look, I always give people the reality of the situation. The higher up we rank, the quicker we might be overtaken. When you pop into position 1, 2, or 3, it generally means someone's gone to position or page 2 of Google. They've hired someone like me and the game begins, and it's a never-ending goalpost. So the more key terms that pop into top positions means we've potentially pissed somebody off and they're going to be engaging people like me to do things that I do that there's only one place to go from position 1. So I'm forever a student and I rarely celebrate. I enjoy and I find this extremely rewarding, especially when the agency that we're working with has embraced these things and is actually delivering on these things. So awesome work. Yeah, hopefully I'll check in with a progress update in the next coming couple of months.